something that I've been wanting to talk about on my channel for a good minute is women in hip-hop. If you guys saw one of the recent episodes of The Grapevine, we talked about the state of hip-hop, and I definitely wanted to talk about women in hip-hop, but mumble rap kind of stole the whole show and it got super intense and heated and crazy.
So you don't gotta hear this rapping no more. This is the point. This is the point. You can take it however you want on my...
Definitely go watch that episode if you haven't already. But I want to talk about women in hip-hop and whether or not they get the respect they deserve, why people don't pay as much attention to them, and you know, all of that stuff. And quick disclaimer, I'm fully aware that there are a lot, or maybe not a lot, but a good handful of female rappers, but I'm gonna be talking mostly about Nicki Minaj and Cardi B only because right now in this day and time, they are kind of, unfortunately, the faces of hip-hop for women, and I'll explain why I said unfortunately. But yeah, so don't be all in my comment section like, what? There's this person and that person. Like, okay, chill. There's a certain reason why I'm only focusing on Cardi and Nicki, but I will be name dropping some other people, so yeah. Now off tops, the average person can probably only name like 4 or 5 female hip-hop artists like off the top of the head without having to think too hard about it. That's kind of a shame. So my questions are, and I'm gonna try to answer this to the best of my abilities, but my first question is, why is there less desire to listen to female rappers as opposed to male rappers? 2, why do female rappers only get categorized by sex and not by like skill, topic, what they rap about, you know, flow? And my third question is, why doesn't the skill of female rappers ever get compared to male rappers? Female rappers only get compared to other female rappers. So those are my questions, and I'm gonna try my best to answer those. Maybe I answer them, maybe not, but let me go ahead and get into the first question. I think on the surface it's pretty easy to say because of sexism and misogyny. A lot of people don't really care what women have to say, and not just men, that's women also. A lot of women don't realize how much they actually have internalized sexist and misogynist mindsets. A lot of people still don't really care that much what women have to say unless they are being validated by a man, almost the way Nicki was validated by Wayne or the way Kim was validated by Big. And I think another reason is because when you listen to some of the top female rappers, you really don't get much variety. When you listen to Nicki, when you listen to Cardi, when you listen to Kim, when you listen to Trina, you're almost listening to the same type of music, you know? It's just, I'm the baddest bitch, y'all hoes ain't got shit on me, whoopty whoopty. Like it's whack. It's so whack that that's all that you think about when you first think about female rappers. That, like, you can't really blame as much on misogyny and sexism and all of that. I think a lot of female rappers, at least the top ones, who claim that they're not getting the respect they deserve are limiting themselves on the topics that they rap about. When that's all that you think about when you see female rappers, then it's like, all right, whack. And that's not to say that these dudes don't be rapping about the same shit over and over and over and over. Still, it's, you guys literally keep putting out the same persona, the same type of female rapper, and it's like, okay, I'm over it. And another reason I hear people claim that there's less desire to listen to female rappers, and of course this mostly comes from men. One, a lot of dudes say just overall that male rappers are better than female rappers, which is just stupid because there are tons and tons of female rappers who are better than the shit rappers that are out now, yet you guys still choose to praise these dudes over these women, so nah. I do hear a lot of guys say that they can't relate to the things that women are rapping about. Maybe you can't relate to sucking dick and pussy popping on a handstand, but at the same time, I'm sure a lot of y'all can't relate to driving Bentleys and dropping bands every other day. A lot of these rappers can't even relate to the shit they rap about, so y'all can really miss me with that. Male rappers don't get placed into a box and described as an entire cluster the way female rappers do. Male rappers have the luxury of being categorized by subgenres. Here's your woke rapper, your conscious rappers. You have your trap music, you have your mumble rappers, you have I don't know the word, but like, where would you put Big Sean? I don't know, like commercial, radio, I don't know. You can like categorize men and you can compare the two based on their category. You know, it doesn't make sense to compare Kendrick Lamar to Migos, you know what I'm saying? It's like you would compare Kendrick to maybe Kanye or J. Cole or something like that. You compare Migos to Uzi and Yachty. Male rappers get compared based on their skill set, based on their flow, based on the things that they rap about, whereas female rappers don't get that luxury. They just all get piled into one bucket. I guess you can say it's because there aren't a lot of female rappers out. And again, if you don't pay that much attention to them, it's easy to place them all together and pretend like they're an entire entity and they all talk about the same things and they're all the same persona. It's not really fair to place women all together and not allow them to expand past being female rappers. Hip-hop is still a very male-dominated industry, and anytime a woman enters an arena that's dominated by men, and not just in hip-hop but in the workplace or wherever else, we end up getting this crabs in a barrel mentality. And that's not to say it's completely our fault. A lot of men consciously and subconsciously push this mentality on us and encourage this mentality of thinking that if another woman is successful and getting praise and popularity, that it diminishes our own ability to do the same. And so we end up seeing each other as competitors, which is, you know, somewhat necessary in hip-hop, but because there are so few women who are getting attention in that lane, it almost becomes more of a priority instead of actually pushing your artistry. The focus of female rappers tends to be being better than the other female rappers. They never get to a point where they can be comparable to male rappers because they're so focused on each other, trying to put each other down. And again, because it is a male-dominated industry, very rarely do women get invited into these spaces. They have to push their way in. It's so ridiculous how much I'm saying we like I'm a female rapper, but shit, I got bars, but no. But it's so ridiculous how much harder women rappers have to prove their relevancy just to even be considered a rapper, an artist, and all of that. It's such bullshit, but I mean, hey. And I think you also have to keep in mind that it can be hard trying to express your womanhood in an industry that was partially built on exploiting women. So from the beginning, women weren't able to be 100% honest with themselves. They had to be overly aggressive. They had to try to act harder than they actually were to even compete with men or to be taken seriously. They had to do so much more to prove that they had skill and talent and they weren't just, you know, breasts and thighs with a microphone. And it wasn't until Kim and Foxy came around where they started to rap about sexuality and womanhood and being sex positive, I guess you can call it. Even still, that kind of needed a cosign by Big and Jay. Women just get placed together whereas men get categorized, and for that reason it's hard to even try to compare male rappers and female rappers. When you just take your top male rapper and take your top female rapper of like this generation, I'm not even talking about skill level or anything, but if you take Nicki Minaj and you take, who's the top rapper right now, Kendrick Lamar, you won't compare the two of them because they're not the same type of rapper. They don't have a similar flow. It doesn't make sense to compare them. In any other instance where you're comparing two people, you compare people who are in the same lane. You know, in basketball, you compare a shooting guard to another shooting guard. You know, in football, you compare a quarterback to a quarterback. It doesn't make sense to compare a quarterback to a running back. Like, why would you do that? In order for that to even happen, first of all, you have to kill the barrier between female rappers and male rappers. You need to just have rappers. And two, if you are going to cluster female rappers together, within that cluster, you need to at least show subgenres. You need to at least put labels on, which already sounds negative, but put labels on the type of rappers that they are. You know, you can't just put the label of female rapper and say that it is what it is. I have nothing against Cardi B. I think she has a bomb personality. I completely understand why she's so relevant right now. I get why people like Bodak Yellow and all that. I personally don't care for Cardi B. Like, she's not my cup of tea. Not because she's a female rapper. It's just like she doesn't have much appeal to me. Like, I don't even listen to that much Nicki Minaj anymore. I feel like the only reason why Cardi is even this poppin', personality aside, I get it. She seems like she's a lot of fun. Nicki's star as a hip-hop artist is kind of dying down, and they need someone else to fill that place, just as Nicki did fill that place for Lil Kim. There is not much difference between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj as far as their music. Nicki Minaj became big and poppin' partially because she was almost Lil Kim reincarnated, and we reached a point where it's like, okay, we need another female rapper, but we don't need Lil Kim as Lil Kim right now, Nicki Minaj kind of filled that void. That's sort of what's going on with Cardi B. Because in all realness, like, I'm not gonna say Cardi B don't have bars, but I mean, she don't have bars. When you do look at the female rap artists that we have out, not just the top tier ones that we all know about, but even some of the underground ones or the, you know, little lesser known ones, her skill does not hold any weight. That's part of the reason why I hate them being considered the face of hip-hop for women, because it's like we have so much more to show. There's so much more talent not getting the recognition that they deserve. And this is no shade towards Cardi, it's just I have to use her as an example. Like I said, Nicki's star and her shine as a rapper is dying down, and you need someone to fill that void, or not even fill that void, but that's attention that can be given to other talented female rappers, yet we're giving that attention to Cardi B, who is almost the same persona as Nicki Minaj. And it's just like, it's almost like we're saying this is the only acceptable female rapper that we'll take. I'm not saying that that's Cardi's fault, I'm not saying it's Nicki's fault. I'm just, you know, we kind of need to take a little bit more more of the blame for that. But it's a shame. It's a shame, and I personally am not with it. So overall, I just think we need to kind of change our approach to music. We need to kill that line between male rappers and female rappers and just put them all together and judge them as a whole. Female rappers need to take a little bit more accountability. Male rappers need to take a little bit more accountability. Us as fans, consumers, followers need to take a lot more accountability. I listened to a lot of Noname. I actually saw her in concert and I met her in person. She's super, super nice. I don't think she goes by Noname Gypsy anymore, but I love Noname. I listened to Princess Nokia. I listened to Rapsody. Obviously, Rapsody is not a new artist. She's been in the game for a minute, but she just dropped a project last year, this year, last year? I don't know. Last year was only like 2 weeks ago. I listened to a lot of Junglepussy. If y'all don't listen to Junglepussy, y'all need to get your shit together because she's big poppin'. Anyway, I listened to Tink a little bit. I only have a couple of her songs. I have a couple of Kamaiyah songs, you know, shout out to the Bay Area. Ray Black, I don't know if Ray Black is considered a rapper, like, cause she be singing it, but then she be like dropping a couple verses on her songs. I don't know. These female rappers from UK, these female artists in general, singers, rappers, all that, like, they are killing the game right now. But yes, those are some of the ladies that I like to listen to. And in case you guys didn't know, a friend and I just recently started a podcast where we talk about music, we talk about the hip-hop industry, what's going on, controversial shit, all of that. It's called Run the Tape. We also drop a video with each episode, and there's gonna be some fun videos that aren't necessarily podcast episodes, but we like play games and all of that. So there is a YouTube channel, there's a podcast on SoundCloud, we have our website, Instagram, Twitter. Check that out. All the information will be in the description box below. Tell me what you think. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on those notifications so you know when I drop another video.